Hey everyone, David McDonald here from Vitality Fitness Calgary. Welcome to Q&A Thursday, where you ask us your questions and we give you answers. This week we got a question from Luke, and Luke asks, what's an ideal rest day and how often should they be taken? So that's a great question, and it's something that's not talked enough about in the health and fitness industry, is actually taking time off, taking recovery, and taking complete rest days from your workout routine. So to answer your question, Luke, the big thing we got to look at here is context. When I say context is, number one, we got to look at what your goals are, we got to look at how much exercise experience you have, and we got to look at what your current routine is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this down as if you were a client who is a beginner, you want to lose some body fat, and you just started working out. So with that in mind, the more of a beginner you are, the more rest days and the more recovery that you need, okay? Because your body is not accustomed to exercise and weight training and doing interval cardio. So for a beginner, I think an ideal amount of rest is anywhere from 2 to 3 days a week, completely off from exercise, okay? Now, an ideal rest day should look like this. One, you're getting enough sleep, okay? So you're getting at least 8 to 9 hours of sleep. Number two, you're welcome to add in some lighter activity like stretching, foam rolling, maybe a little bit of core work. If you can add this in, massage therapy, acupuncture, all of these things are going to enhance your recovery. At the end of the day, you want to be staying away from any kind of intense activity. Even stuff of the moderate intense variety, you want to be staying away from. So any activity should be very mellow, should be very calm, should be recovery-based activity. So again, stretching, maybe some light core work, and then acupuncture, massage therapy, things like that. Okay? You also want to be getting enough sleep, and you also want to be making sure that you're getting good nutrition. Good nutrition are the building blocks of adaptation for exercise. Okay? So we want to make sure we're getting all our vitamins and minerals, a great balanced ratio of proteins, fats, and carbs, okay, along with these other things. So that's what your ideal rest day should look like. If you're a beginner, like I said, 2 to 3 full days a week, I would caution more to doing I would recommend more leaning towards the 3 days a week of rest, just to be conservative and just to be safe. Now, if you're someone who is a regular exerciser, you're more intermediate, you're more an advanced trainee, then 1 to 2 days a week is probably enough, but you always want to have a minimum of 1 day a week of rest. Okay, you never want to be working out 7 days a week. 6 days a week is the maximum. Even elite athletes, even professional athletes, when they're in their off season and they're training, they're taking at least 1 recovery day. Okay, they're taking at least 1 day completely off from exercise and training, anything like that. So the other benefit of recovery days is that you get a mental break from your workout. So you get that mental recovery where you're not having to worry about weight training or any kind of activity. So the benefit of that is that it can keep you motivated long term. Okay, one of the downsides of exercising too much is that you can get bored of your routine, you can get stale, you can start to resent working out, you can start to feel demotivated. So having that 1 day off a week can help with sustaining motivation, okay, throughout your workout, through your exercise program. Okay? The other benefit of taking recovery days is that you prevent injury. So if your body's not getting enough rest and enough time to heal and enough time to adapt to the stimulus that you're providing it, then that could lead to an injury. So anytime that we weight train, we're always breaking down muscle tissue. Anytime that we're doing any kind of physical activity, we are breaking our body down in some way, shape, or form. We're breaking down muscles, we're breaking down hormones, we're breaking down the cardiovascular system. We are putting a lot of stress on the central nervous system. So we need recovery from that. If we're not getting recovery, our body is not going to be operating at its optimal range, and that's going to lead to compensation. That's going to lead to quicker fatigue, which again can lead to injuries. So that recovery piece is important for also preventing injury. So again, to answer your question, the ideal rest day taking time off completely away from exercise, you're more than welcome to add lighter activity in, like stretching, light core work, some really light, gentle yoga, doing massage, acupuncture, getting in good nutrition, getting enough rest and sleep, 7 to 8 hours a day of sleep. You should get that anyways, but you want to make sure you're getting that on your recovery days. Even like light activities, so even going for like a long walk or a bike ride or anything like that, I wouldn't recommend on your off day. Okay, you want to stay completely away from any kind of activity that's going to exert you even a little bit. Okay? But you can stay away, you can stick with the lighter stuff, like I mentioned before. So great question, Luke. Thanks so much for asking. Hope you got the answer you're looking for. The other thing to also consider is context. Are you a beginner? Are you intermediate? Are you advanced? What are your goals? Every single person out there, though, regardless of their training experience, needs at least one recovery day a week. Okay, the more beginner you are, the more recovery days you're going to need throughout the week. You're probably going to need at least 3 full recovery days. I'm David McDonald from Vitality Fitness Calgary. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you soon.